Before we start, what are we rating this lovely little Sevilla home kit out of 10? Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this beauty. And also, before we kick off, subscribe right now for the best footballing content all summer coming your way. This is the place to be. Hit that red subscribe button in 3, 2, 1, done. Right, so today I'm going to be giving you my early Premier League predictions, not the final thing, not the full table, just the bottom 3 and the top 7, the European spots. We're going to start with 20th place, AFC Bournemouth. I'm sorry, Cherries fan, you're under Scott Parker, who got relegated as Fulham manager 2 years ago. So him and the Premier League do not have the best relationship, neither do the Premier League and Dominic Solanke. Obviously, he scored, I think, around 30 goals in last season's championship. He was an absolute goal machine, but I just don't see him producing the same sort of impact for Bournemouth as he did in the championship. And if he were to do that, they will stay up, but I just do not see it. He is not a Premier League proven striker whatsoever. They need to boost their attack and their whole squad majorly if they are to stand within a chance of surviving. Same with Nottingham Forest, my 19th place. I'm sorry, Forest fans. I know you'll be angry, but I'm just being realistic. Of course, your manager, Mr. Stevie Cooper, in advanced talks to sign a new deal down at the River Trent. I've been there. It's a lovely ground, lovely city, may I add. Also, Forest, very, very close to signing Taiwo Iwonyi from Union Berlin. He's a very, very good striker in the Bundesliga. Don't get me wrong, that's the Bundesliga. Can he do it in the Premier League? We'll have to wait and see. Brennan Johnson looks like he's going to be staying as a Forest player, which is huge for the Reds. What a season he had last year. Jed Spence, his future remains undecided. Will he go to Spurs? Will he go elsewhere? Or will he stay at Nottingham Forest? We'll have to wait and see. If he were to stay at Forest, that would also be huge. I really do think Forest need minimum 5 or 6 additions to their squad if they want to stay up. Same with Fulham, my 18th place. Notice how my bottom 3 are the 3 promoted teams. I'm sorry, promoted side. I just do not see you having an adequate amount of quality in order for you to survive. Fulham, obviously, what an unbelievable season they had in the Championship. We were there when they secured promotion against Preston. What a night that was. But I think they'll struggle, to be honest with you. Of course, they've got Mitrovic. He always smashes it in the Championship. And then when he comes to the Premier League, he has a bit of a rocky road. For me, his season will be emulated in Fulham's season. That's all I've got to say on Fulham, to be completely honest. Whatever Mitrovic does, they will do. They've also got to strengthen their squad just a slight bit more. And then maybe they could survive. And, you know, the likes of Leeds, Brentford, Southampton, they might drop into that relegation spot. But for me, Bournemouth, Forest and Fulham, the 3 newly promoted teams, to go straight back down to the Championship. Although, having said that, last season's Fulham team was so well-rounded from top to bottom. It was just a perfect Championship winning squad. So hopefully they can emulate some of those performances into this year. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out for them. But my 7th place, I hate to be negative. You know, if you watch my Arsenal vlogs, you know that I am such a positive fan. I always support the team, and that will not change whatsoever. I'm just giving you my realistic, unbiased prediction. Last year, we struggled with 1 game a week. At the end of the season, it proved that we completely ran out of steam due to our lack of squad depth. We need to sign a minimum of 6 players this summer if we're going to get rid of about that amount, 6 or 7, I would say. We need to be able to compete and have an adequate amount of squad depth, because the World Cup could seriously screw over our fitness. 2 games a week now on Thursday and Sunday. I'm not using that as an excuse, but it is, let's be honest, that will screw us over if our squad is not big enough. And I just don't see it getting to that big amount. I just don't see us being able to compete with the top 4. I'm backing Arsenal to finish 7th, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not giving any negativity or criticism whatsoever. For me, as much as it hurts to say, Leicester are on the up. They won't have European football to worry about. They'll only have one game a week, so they can put their full focus there. I'm telling you, James Maddison can carry that team single-handedly. He's an unbelievable player. If we sign him, then we could be pushing for top four. But let's be honest, that's not happening. Maddison, what a player. Brendan Rodgers on his day. We know he's a top manager. For me, Leicester to pip Arsenal to 6th place. It really pains me to say that. Arsenal in 7th, Leicester in 6th. For me, Erik ten Hag's Manchester United in 5th. They just won't be able to compete with the top 3 and maybe even Spurs. United, of course, they're very, very highly linked with Frankie de Jong. If they were to bring him in, then they would definitely be serious contenders for top 4. But apart from de Jong and Ronaldo, who in that United side really stands out to you and just makes you go, wow? Literally hardly anyone. I just don't think Ten Hag he'll make an impact, don't get me wrong, but he will not make such an astronomical, quick impact. United, for me, in 5th place, just missing out on top 4. And unfortunately for me, as an Arsenal fan, in that 4th spot will be Antonio Conte's Tottenham Hotspur. And I know what you're thinking. Some Arsenal fans watching this might be thinking, oh, well, they've signed ageing players. They've signed Perisic and Fraser Forster. It's not because of their signings. It's not because of their team. Because on paper, their team is not as good as Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. It's not in that calibre. But it's because of this man, Antonio Conte. He came in November and he completely and utterly just rejuvenated, not just the team, but the whole club. They were in such a state with Nuno, and he just came and picked up the pieces. And he doesn't need a process. He doesn't need 4 or 5 transfer windows. He just needs to implement his tactics and get this team going, which is exactly what he's done. And even so, in this transfer window, they've already made, I think, 3 or 4 signings, and it's only been a transfer window for not even 2 weeks yet. They're already cooking on gas under Antonio Conte. I'm telling you, he's the man that will take them to yet another 4th spot, and they'll finish above Arsenal for, I think, their 7th season in a row, which absolutely aches me. And so will their London rivals, Chelsea. It was a very weird season for them last year under Thomas Tuchel. I put them in 3rd place yet again. Of course, Todd Boehly take over, all the boardroom staff, Bruce Buck, Roman Abramovich, Maria Granovskaya, they have all shifted to one side. It is Todd Boehly's club now, Chelsea FC. Of course, they'll sign players, but they need to be looking at that defence. They've lost Antonio Rudiger. They've lost Marcus Alonso. They've lost Andreas Christensen. 3 huge figures in their defence last year. They've got to replace all 3 of them. If they don't, they could really start to deteriorate more and more this season, but I think they will, because Todd Boehly is a good sporting businessman. He's got a good idea of what he has to implement into this club, and I reckon he'll do that. And under the tactics and the mastermind of Thomas Tuchel, let's be honest, they'll be absolutely fine. Get a couple of attacking acquisitions in, and Chelsea will be safe in the top 3 for yet another year. And who knows, could they pick up a trophy, maybe FA Cup, Carabao Cup? They got unlucky to lose those last year. Champions League, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. A long season ahead for CFC. Okay, now settle down. This is the money shot. This is the big prediction. It's the title decider. Manchester City and Liverpool. Pep versus Klopp. Let's assess the situation, right? City selling players for fun. However, they could be a surplus to requirements at the Etihad. And they've just signed Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund, which in my opinion is absolutely unfair. But they are getting rid of a lot of players. But look at that starting 11. That's just brilliant. However, squad depth could be an issue. But it could also be an issue for Liverpool. Sadio Mane has just signed for Bayern for £35 million as I'm recording this video. I feel like a little bit of a transition period is going on at Anfield. They've signed Calvin Ramsey, the extremely youthful right back from Aberdeen, as a backup for Trent. Darwin Núñez as well. Could take him some time to find his feet, but I'm sure he'll be fine under a world-class manager. And he is a goal machine, as we saw for Benfica last year. My Premier League champions are Manchester City. It's an absolute no-brainer. Look at their team. Look at their squad. Even if the depth is not so massive, it's just a no-brainer. They've got to win the Premier League. And if Liverpool do pip them to the title, what an achievement that will be. That concludes my early Premier League predictions. Do not go around saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. This is my early prediction. I'm going to do another one a couple of days before the season starts. And I'll see you then. Make sure to subscribe and like this video for more top football content coming your way this summer. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, lads. Goodbye.